guys, welcome to the Vee Mc show. Thank you for being here, eat and chat. So today is going to be story time. And before we get into it, I want you to say hi to my special guest, Prince George. Hi, Prince George. Hi. Okay, so for lunch today, we are having an open turkey and cheese sandwich. Okay, you guys can see that. It looks so delish. We have macaroni salad. I have twister fruit punch, and I have some pineapples. And ladies, pineapples are very good for you. Then I have a little snack of potato chips. I will insert a picture of my dessert somewhere here. Okay, now we're going to have a story time of I had an accident. Have you seen the title of this video? So, here we go. I started a job in 2015, January of 2015. Everything was great. I loved it. It was an awesome, amazing job. Come April, I fall and I break my foot and toes. And again, I will insert some pictures throughout here somewhere. And what happened was I was on my way to work and I walked outside of my home and I fell. But as I was walking out of my front door to go to the driveway where the vehicles are, my porch collapsed. Yes, my porch collapsed, guys. So let me take you and follow me how it started, okay? As I'm coming out, I hear crackling. And where I live at, we get a lot of snow. So sometimes the snow is so heavy on the trees that it makes some of the branches fall. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, a branch is falling from the tree. Lo and behold, it was me that was falling. So what happened is, as I walked out of my front door, I stepped on the porch. The porch collapsed into the basement about 4 feet. It was me that was falling. So as I am on the steps now, from the steps to the landing of the porch, I'm like, how did I get down here? It happened so fast. It was just, I heard the crackling, boom, it was me that was on the ground, and I'm looking up and I'm like, okay, wait a minute, I fell. Wait a minute, I'm in a hole. Wait a minute, how's this happening? So I'm yelling for my husband and my daughter to come down. But when you go into my house, there's a door, and that door was closed. So therefore, they couldn't hear me yelling because that door was closed to go to the upstairs. So I would say about 3 minutes. I don't think it was that long, 2 or 3 minutes. But however, if you're on the ground, 2 or 3 minutes is quite a long time. So they finally heard me yelling, help, help, help. So my husband comes down first. And as he comes down, before I could turn around and say, wait, the floor is gone, the floor has collapsed, he fell in the hole. But as he fell in the hole, he was able to hold himself and not fall all the way through. Then he got up and he's like, what is going on? And I'm like, the porch collapsed. And I'm like, I can't move. And he's like, why? And I'm like, I don't know, but I can't get up. As I'm doing that, my daughter is running down and we're like, no, wait, stay there. Don't come out. Okay. Yeah. So when we finally, about another 2 or 3 minutes, we finally gather ourselves. I'm still on the ground because I literally cannot move. And he's like, stand up. And I'm like, I can't. He's like, move your foot. I'm like, I can't. So I'm like, maybe it's just a sprain is what I'm thinking. So I call my job. I tell them, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. I have an emergency. I have to go to the hospital. So I'm explaining to them what happened as my husband is driving me to the hospital. And we get to the emergency room. And just so you know, this year, 2015, and you guys can Google it, a lot of porches were collapsing. Not just in my area, like all over the world. A lot of porches were collapsing. I might be able to link an article or something here, but one time a family's porch collapsed, and it was like a lot of them on the porch, like at least 20 of them, and the whole porch gave in and collapsed. So anyway, we get to the hospital. Lo and behold, my normal doctor, my normal medicine doctor, is in the ER working. Just a coincidence. So she comes in like, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, dirty and full. Again, I'll be inserting some pictures throughout as I'm talking. Okay? And I'm telling her my porch collapsed and I fell and I think I sprained my ankle. Because this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's just my ankle. It's not my ankle. Okay. Let's take x-rays. Let's see what's going on. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to have to cut my boot off. But they didn't. They took it off. It hurt like heck when they took it off. But I was just like, you know what? Just cut it off. So as we are getting as I am getting the x-ray and stuff, the doctor and my husband is talking, but I'm not thinking anything. And they're like in the hallway and I'm like, okay, whatever. She's talking to him, probably asking him my medical condition. Do I have any allergies or anything like that? So she comes back in. I'm like, hey, doc, how you doing? She's like, okay. And she's like, no, it probably's not broke. It's probably just sprained. I'm like, you sure? She's like, yes, just a sprain. I'm like, okay, that's what I was thinking. A really bad sprain. Lo and behold, the report comes back to x-rays that this is my foot, okay? This is the toes. I shattered all of this part of the foot. All of that was grumbled. It was shattered. It was shattered. And then my big toe and the toe next to it was broke. Broke. Yeah. So they can't do anything for broke toes. Yeah. So they give me a soft cast and she comes back and she tells me that it's broke and it's shattered. And she said, you really did a good job on yourself. And I'm like, what? So the next day, because, they give you medicine, to relieve the pain. The next day, she's like, you're going to have to go to an emergency outpatient clinic to get surgery. Surgery for what? Because your foot was shattered. So lo and behold, and again, I'll be inserting pictures. They put screws in. I'm like, screws? So that's like, we got to give you a nerve block, and then we'll do the surgery. When the nerve block wears off, we're going to give you some medicine. And I'm like, I don't want to take that medicine because I don't want to be addicted to the medicine. Some of that medicine is really, really strong. So I have the surgery in the outpatient. So I went in like 6 that morning. I got out like 5 or 6 that evening. So it was an all day thing. And of course, my husband had to drive me because I was on meds. I was, in anesthesia. And then about 2 weeks later, I have to go back and forth to the doctor. I can't put pressure on it. Now, mind you, I'm in a hard cast now after surgery. I can't wear a boot until about 6 weeks later. And then I was on crutches. So I had to do all these 3 things at once. Yeah, that's what I said. It was not easy to maneuver. So meanwhile, back at home, my front porch is collapsed. The mailman can't get up there to put the mail in. So we have to put up these caution tapes. And I'm just like, oh my God. This costs an arm and a leg to get fixed and about $1,200. That's a lot, but we wasn't expecting to pay it. So then we had to use the side door to get in. So a couple of times I slipped and I fell and I hurt myself because I was not able to put pressure on my foot. Now I'm in a cast. I'm on a crutch. And I still got to get in the door and open it. It was a mess. So I had to use this thing called Call a Bus. And Call a Bus is almost like a city bus that picks you up in front of your house. It's like for invalids. Well, lo and behold, I couldn't really walk. And they can't help you into the van, but they can hold the door open for you. I'm like, that's not going to help. I got my purse. I got a bag. I got the crutch. I got a boot that I can't. But it was fun. Lo and behold, as I'm getting better, now they're telling me, I'm in a soft cast now because after the hard cast, now they're telling me I have to go back to surgery. For what? To get the screws taken out. Are you kidding me? So now I have another surgery. So I done had 2 surgeries, 3 casts, a boot, and crutches. And it's still snowing. Yeah. One time I went to work with the caller bus. I thought we were going to have an accident. It was so much snow. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to get fired from this job and all. But I didn't. It was nice. They were very nice to me. I have to say that. So then I get everything taken off. Now this happened in like, I have to get the exact date. It was either March or April. I want to say it was March. But anyway, I was finally out of everything in June. But now I have to walk on a cane because I still can't really, I don't have my equilibrium to walk without it. So I didn't really get better until August. So that's how long this surgery took. So again, I'll be inserting pictures and showing you what I went through. So again, we had to get the porch and stuff fixed. I had surgeries. I had a cast. Not fun. Broken toes, because they can't do anything for toes. You know, they can't do nothing, so they have to put you in a full cast from, I think it was from like my knee down. I couldn't get it wet, so I couldn't really take a shower in the shower. I had to sit on the edge of it and wash up that way. So much fun. So this here is my story time. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to finish my lunch. And again, you guys have a great day. Check out my second channel, Vern's Junk Closet. It is a monetized channel. I have merch over there. And guys, you are awesome. Thank you for being here at the Vee Mc Show. And this was Storytime with Vee Mc. Say bye to Prince George. Bye, Prince George. I love you guys. Thumbs this video up. Like it. Share it out. Leave me some comments down below if you have any questions. Thank you guys again.